Hi, this is a very short demo of what ProgrammExpress, the web-based portfolio program and project reporting solution, specifically for Cranfield University, where you will see that within the login screen we have the corporate colour palette and logo. I'm going to give a very 5-minute summary of ProgrammExpress. Obviously a lot more functionality in there, but just to give you a flavour of the new version 15.1. And I'm going to log on as an administrator. That will take us to what we call our new home screen. Again, you'll see colour palette and you'll see the logo, so it immediately looks like your own brand identity. And as the administrator within the home screen, we get a view of all projects within programs and portfolios. Remember, this is just demo structure. This will be your structure of portfolios, programs and projects. It will show us all of the modules, and it will show us the health and status of the projects within the modules. In terms of the modules, they are now icons, but a better way to show and display and a replication will be through the updates. We have commentary, plan, resources, costs, benefits, impacts, risks and logs as our main update modules, as well as documents, reporting with dashboards, other settings and administrator settings. So like I say, this is a view for the administrator of all projects and programs. Now with version 15.1, we're trying to improve the user experience for the data inputters, whereby we can filter out the projects they don't need to see or update, and we can also filter out the modules that they don't need to view or update also. So if I were to log on as a user with a role that says we only need to update commentary, plan and risks, we only need to update certain projects, we go into the same database, the same home screen, but now a filtered view specifically with a simpler user experience for the project manager or the user who needs to make updates. And in this instance, they can have right access to 3 projects and they can update 3 modules: commentary, plan and risks. So as an example, within project 1A, we click on the red box and we can there add our narrative commentaries, and then we can either go back to home to make the next update, which would be to our plan. So we can update the plan here, or we could also now, if we wanted to update the risks, we could go in by this mechanism through the update tabs into risks, make our updates, go back to home, and what we have now on the same screen, on the home screen, are pre-configured reports, which allows us to very quickly just run a report. If it's one that we've set up or one that the program office or the central projects team has set up, we can just run, for example, a 1-page summary PowerPoint compliant report. It can be downloaded as an image to PowerPoint, and this will show the timeline, the RAG status, the financial information and the narrative that have been entered, so we can get a view as to what the report looks like depending on the data changes that we've made. So very simple input screen. If they have read access to projects, we can change the view to read, and it will show the projects that they have read access to, and they won't be able to make any updates to those, but they will be able to view. So very simple in terms of data input. And then if we revert back to the administrator ID, again, back into the same home screen, same database, and we've got the full view again. And what we can do is, if we open up the projects and the programs, we can have a look at the health within this screen of the data within certain modules. And if we want to declutter the home screen and just focus on the exceptions or the reds, we can hide green. We can see the red and ambers. We can hide amber to just show the reds, and therefore we can then drill down into the problem areas of the projects. So let's take an example, project 1C. We can see that column is for costs, we click on the box, and there we will see the data input showing a forecast of 800,000 against a plan of 600, which shows us out of tolerance by 200 and therefore a red status. And the same applies to any of the other projects and the offending data. Now, also as an administrator, rather than running just a one project report, the benefit of ProgrammExpress is we can now run aggregated and consolidated reports. So if I go up to my top level, this will allow me to run reports against all the projects within all the programs. And let's, in this example, go to shared reports, and one that's been pre-configured is a reg status summary. This is the summary Excel style report, which we would suggest is run on a weekly basis to show the health of the portfolio to the sponsor, and showing the projects and the columns that we've configured specifically for this report. It's a very simple report, high-level summary showing the health and status, overall focus for next period decisions and escalations. In this case, these are the commentaries that we've chosen. Or, again, at portfolio level, we could run another example, a Gantt chart report. So here, very quickly, we can show the plan information for every project within the program using Gantt chart style and using the red, amber, green thing in terms of offending tasks or offending key milestones within the program of activity. Or if we wanted to, we could run a resource usage summary. Again, Excel style, but this is now aligned to the data within ProgrammExpress and aligned to the plans. So automatically we can see the resources, what projects they've been assigned to, the number of days in the period, in this case monthly, but it could be weekly, where we've got offending resource in terms of the amount of work they're doing on the portfolio projects, etc., etc. So that's just a very quick view of version 15.1, the new home screen, which allows simplicity in terms of filtering out modules for the user. It allows reports to be run very easily from this screen, and it also allows us to see the health of the data in terms of red, amber, green status. Okay, thank you very much for listening.